Every CEO that I have ever met tells me they like change. They are always enthusiastic, energized, optimistic, and can see the benefits of the changes that their organization needs to make. These are all very important, and it's necessary for you to have that energy and enthusiasm to enable healthy and sustainable change. But did you know that when that optimism, enthusiasm, and commitment is not managed, that it can sabotage your change efforts? In today's video, I'll explore the third attribute that executive leaders need to demonstrate to successfully create a change-ready organization: energy and perseverance. We'll explore why your enthusiasm can derail your change efforts and what is needed to avoid an energy crisis. Change takes time and energy, usually more time than we think it should or we want it to take. That's why successful change leaders assess the time and energy needed, not just to implement an event, but to get those new activities, those new behaviors fully embedded into their operation. Then they work to build and maintain the energy and the perseverance to help their employees go the distance. A key part of change leadership is to stay the course, to continue to encourage, support, and demonstrate energy and enthusiasm for the change until you have achieved that intended outcome. Hi, I'm Dr. Dawn-Marie Turner, President of Turner Change Management and creator of the Readiness Mindset. If you missed the first 2 videos in this 8-part series, you can check out the links below. As an executive leader, you're responsible for making the strategic decisions and then deciding based on that strategy what changes will be required and launching any of those new initiatives. But there is often a big gap between the energy needed to launch a change and what's needed for the employees and the organization to get those new behaviors and activities fully embedded into your operation. And the failure to recognize and account for that gap can lead to an energy crisis. Asking 3 questions when launching a change will help ensure you and your employees can avoid an energy crisis and have the energy and perseverance to go the distance. And that's what successful change leaders do. The first question to ask is, what level of discomfort do I believe will be required to move the organization from where it is now to where it needs to be, that new intended outcome or state? And when you're making that assessment, it's important to remember to assess the discomfort from the perspective of the people who will need to make the biggest transition. A change that looks easy and quick at the executive level may require much more time and energy for the people who will need to do the heavy lifting. The second question is, how does my belief about the change and what's required to achieve our desired outcome differ from the people who will be required to make the greatest amount of change? And I encourage executive leaders to engage in the conversations with your managers and the other people affected so you get a really good understanding of what is the magnitude and complexity of that change. How are your beliefs aligned or different, and what impact is that going to make? In a previous video, I talked about how to leverage the power of your middle managers for enabling healthy, sustainable change. I'll put the link in the description box below. The third question to ask to ensure that you have the energy, the perseverance to go the distance is to ask, what will I need to do to reduce and support the discomfort of the people doing the heavy lifting and adopting those new activities and behaviors? All change is uncomfortable. We must go through a period of discomfort to come out the other side if we're going to truly enable change. So understanding what's needed is a key aspect of ensuring you've got the energy, the perseverance, and you know what to do as they experience that discomfort. One of the things is creating a flexible plan. And I'll talk a little bit more about this when we explore attribute number 4 in the next video. So stay tuned, and if you haven't, subscribe so you'll find out when that video is available. But even with a plan, you need to be constantly assessing for discomfort and the level of readiness, and be willing to adjust based on that level of readiness. One leader I worked with, a senior vice president, was experiencing a very difficult part of a large transformation, and the employees were at the height of their discomfort. They were complaining, questioning the value, doubting that the change could be achieved. It would have been really easy for him to just label the people as resistant and push harder to get that change implemented. But that's not what he did, because he knew that that discomfort wasn't resistance. It was a sign that the organization and his employees were making progress. But he also knew that if he didn't reduce that discomfort, the organization and his employees wouldn't be successful. So instead of stopping or pushing harder, he adjusted. He adjusted the pace and increased the level of support. The result? Employees and leaders moved into a place of active discomfort. Active discomfort exists when you experience enough discomfort that you're willing to let go of the current state, but you're not so uncomfortable as to be unwilling to move. So the level of complaints went down. People re-engaged with the transformation and adjusted and continued to move forward until all of the activities and behaviors were successfully adopted. Launching a change initiative doesn't mean change will occur in your organization. You need the energy, the perseverance to stay the course with the people who are doing that heavy lifting to adopt those new activities and behaviors. You need to be able to encourage, support, and commit until they're demonstrating the level of adoption that's needed to sustain that new environment. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to hit that like button. And watch for our next video in this leadership series. Attribute number 4, flexibility. Bye for now.